You are now listening to the LanceScurv Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
Republican politician refuses to apologize for blackface photo. A Republican candidate for a seat in the Louisiana House of Representatives is refusing to apologize after a picture of him wearing blackface as part of a Tiger Woods costume surfaced online. Robert Gaddy is the slight favorite to win the seat, but the recently surfaced picture may change the state of affairs in the race. The picture was taken 15 years ago, during which time Gaddy was associate pastor at First Baptist Church in Bossier City, Louisiana. But rather than apologize when the photo surfaced, Gaddy took to Facebook to explain himself. Here he writes, 15 years ago, my church held a fall festival where all the volunteers were told to dress as a famous person. Tiger Woods was at the height of his popularity as a world champion, and that was who I was dressed as. Shortly after this event, I was ordained into the church. As a medical professional, ordained minister, and military officer, I live my life seeing only character, and I stand by that. I'm sad that my opponents have taken a good night at church and turned it into a negative. Political mud. But I'm confident the voters of Bossier will not fall for their desperate attacks. Still, Gaddy's constituents seem to be sticking by him despite the controversy, so we suppose time will only tell what this means for his candidacy. Blackface. In the modern day, a white politician and a person who has dealings in the church. Well, this basically reflects his constituents. What a move. The funniest thing with him is that he said that he looks at character. So he told on himself by choosing Tiger Woods, because we all know the character of Tiger Woods after he was busted with so many different women. Not knocking him. We all have our trials and tribulations, but character doesn't come out in the tone of your skin. I mean, there's so many different ways. He could have walked around with a golf club. He could have, did so many different things, but blackface. So now, if he were trying to show himself as Mike Tyson, blackface, Eddie Murphy, blackface, former President Barack Obama, blackface, right? So it all comes down to the blackface. How do you tell by blackface who you are? So this was a double-edged sword. And after doing this, I hope he gets his just due. Now, the arrogance of him trying to explain his situation 15 years ago wearing blackface is almost shows the arrogance of many who are racist in this day and age after President Donald Trump got into office. Now, I'm not going to go too broad with this, but with many Caucasians, right, they have their chests pushed out because if Donald Trump can get away with saying the things that I thought all of these years and become president, then that gives me the right to do what I need to do. Now, Robbie Gaddy did this 15 years ago, but it surfaced. So now it's a current situation, right? But he did it long ago and he thought he got away with it. Now, I guess he's taken the whole political route of trying to explain it away. A mind trick, you see? Because it's funny when I hear Trump today speak of unity and helping out blacks and Latinos and all these different things. But his campaign was run a certain way, and he did not try to clarify what people understood him to say, because he said things in funny ways, and he didn't give a damn about clarifying it. But now that he's president, he wants everybody behind him and then turn around and bring us to doom. But anyway, blackface is really a good way, Robbie Gaddy, to display wonderful character, okay? So, his congregation, what kind of church did he go to? Nobody tugged his coattail and said, "Hey, I don't think that this is a good idea." So, he has good standing in his community. Well, what kind of community does he live in? You see, many people, if they had any sense, would call him out on that. Even if you are white, you should call him out on that. But many people who are Caucasian, when they overhear things at the water cooler, when they overhear these things being mentioned and said, and when they see things like this being done, they say nothing. I'm not saying all, but the vast majority. They will not say a damn thing. They might chuckle to themselves. Like, again, it's not my job to go through the census records and find all the good white people. I know that there are some good white people, but it's not my job right now with so much that's coming against me as a black man in this country. And I'm going to speak it raw, and I really don't give a damn who doesn't like it, because certain things must be said. And of course, on this channel, we are going to speak a certain way. And if you don't like it, you can go and find the red box up in the upper right-hand corner with the white X and knock yourself out. Okay? Because that's what it's all about. But the arrogance these days, this is something that we've got to be careful. And it's not about whining. I'm not going to sit here every time somebody says something or does something, because we have to understand the deeper meaning with it. You see, some people have no soul. Some people have absolutely no soul at all. And to get upset with everything that they say or do takes us off of our righteous path. You see, for those who are believers, God kicked out Satan from heaven, and 1/3 of the angels went with him. Where did they go? They're demons now. Spiritual warfare. We have racism, but behind all of it is a spiritual warfare. It's deeper than just skin. This is a spiritual thing. This is an evil thing. This is how they choose to manifest it against us. But it is evil. Trust and believe. And understand that because of that, they are not going where we are going. If we choose to go the evil route, we will lose our salvation. And whatever faith you follow, whatever belief system you have, by wrestling with a pig in the mud while you wear a white outfit, guess what? You end up muddy. So I'm not saying to not battle, but there are so many ways to battle these demons when they come at you. You are to observe them. Once you understand who they are, avoid them at all costs, because it's not worth your salvation. When they come at you, you wipe them off the face of this earth. That's how you do them, because some people have no souls. And when they get in your path, when they block your way, you have a righteous path. You have a life that God gave to you. No life is better than any other life. You conquer them, but you also observe them and understand that they don't want you to go where you're going. They know where you're going. They know that after death, what we call death, that there's another level. They understand this. For them, it's hellfire. Even if you don't believe in hell, it's not a good thing. They cannot go as high as you. They remind me, people like this, especially those who think this way and agitate and try to justify it. You know, they remind me of that prison inmate who may be there for a lifetime, a life sentence. And they got buddy with somebody who had a 5-year sentence. And now we're coming up on 4 years, 11 months, and 28 days, just a few days before that person with the 5-year sentence gets released. And all of a sudden, that one who has that life sentence becomes very jealous. And they try to get into a fight with that person who's soon to be released. And they try to get that person to give them an injury so they can catch another charge and stay in prison longer, because they are jealous, because they're not going to get the freedom and the good food and to see his girlfriend/wife. He has no life. The rest of his days are relegated to incarceration, and he does not want to see that next inmate attain his freedom. Think of it that way in the outside world, people. Some of these racist people are evil. They will give you the Colgate smile, but it's their agenda to come against you. Yet and still, they're still the majority of the population until 2050 in America. And we as black men are being struck down. Our birth rates are high as black men, but when you factor in incarceration, suicides, murder, disease, all of the bad things, that for every 7 black women, there's 1 black man. And I want to factor in another part also. Those who are just not even looking for a woman, those who've chosen to live a gay lifestyle, right? So the numbers are not looking good that way. So we're getting extinct, but that's by design. This is why we've got to be shrewd and not fall into the traps. Yesterday when I drove my bus, the cops must have gotten the word in the hoods here in Orlando, Florida, in the black neighborhoods, which all black neighborhoods are not hoods, but these that I drive through are. And they were just pulling people out of their cars, stopping them. I must have seen I think I counted 18 of them yesterday. Okay. So it makes you really realize that those of us who may not have all of that finesse to know how to navigate these shark-infested waters of the world, we get fed up. Yesterday, a cop was shot in the arm and in the leg, right? You're going to see more things like this, even though many of those who are doing these things have had brushes with the law and could be called criminals. I understand that. But more and more, you're going to see things like this happening because we are spiritual beings, even when we don't utilize the total scope of our spiritual essence. We do have that third eye. Some of us have some crust in it. Some of us have them closed. But we have that spiritual sense to know when something's not right. And people are coming after us. And when you have a representative or person who's running for office who can do something like that and turn around and try to justify it, it should already let you know. So don't get pissed. Understand that this is what they do. This is their job, to bring you down, to get you angry, to stop going after your goals and get angry and do something to one of them and get locked up or killed. Avoid it altogether. But when one steps in your way, you snuff their plans and take it off the face of the earth. Because there's nothing good in your dealings with them, those who are evil, those who are racist. And let me just say one more thing. And I've said it before. If we're so bad, if we're thugs, if we're whores, if we're all gay, if we're all no good, if we're all lazy and contribute nothing and have contributed nothing at all to the whole human experience, then why, may I ask, do they come at us so hard? What is it that they know about us that we don't know? They know that we are the sleeping giant, and we don't know that. When you look into masonry, you understand that we are the secret. We are the secret, but they must keep that fact from us so we don't wake up, so that they can continue to have control over us. There are no secrets. Look in the mirror. You are mighty. You have a purpose on this earth at this particular time, and somebody can only remain in so-called power as long as you're fast asleep.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.